breathe. Tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think. So go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have that conversation. Speaking of conversations, just going to be me and you. This is going to be a quick podcast. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I'm smoking on a great cigar right now. Man, this is a good cigar. This cigar is created by Stolen Thrones. It is to commemorate Cigar Sessions' 5th year anniversary. And I am pleasantly surprised. This is a great, great cigar, people. So if you can, get your hands on this baby. Let me see if I got a little bit of the breakdown on this baby. This is a Mexican Maduro wrapper, binder, and filler Nicaraguan cigar. Great cigar. If you get your hands on it, Cigar Sessions, you may be able to go to the website if you're not local, cigarsessions.com. And if you're in the area, in the tri-state area, they're located at 17 Wood Street. That's in Middletown, Delaware. They got a free plug. But this cigar is a great cigar. Folks, what the hell is going on in America? Oh, you don't know neither. Okay, I'll share my thoughts. The question I have is, how do we navigate in the lounge in today's environment? What do I mean by that? Supposedly, it's taboo to talk about religion, politics, you know how that goes. All those taboo subjects. But I must say, in this current climate, it's kind of hard to ignore what is going on. And this conversation of politics, left, right, center, independent, whatever you may be, comes up in the lounge. How do we navigate that? What's the best way to communicate in the lounge on these topics that were supposedly taboo? I'll give you my opinion. First of all, the conversation is happening. So, let me say this. The cigar is a neutral starting point for conversations. Let's just remember that, folks. I'm going to say it again. The cigar is our neutral point when it comes to having these conversations. Remember that. Put that in your toolbox. Because I know many do not agree, one way or the other, of what's taking place right now. So, I'm going to say it again. Remember that the cigar is the starting point of our conversation. Now, with that being the case, being said, where do we go from there? Because there's a lot of shit going on out here right now. And folks are feeling some kind of way. Rightfully so. You have the right to feel the way you feel. Maybe you're impacted personally, or you have family or friends that's impacted by what's going on. So you have some strong feelings about what the fuck is going on in America. Okay, I said all that. I said that. So, how do we navigate? It is, in my opinion, remember, we're at the lounge. So we have that one thing in common. We can sit down after we grab whatever we're going to grab to drink. If your lounge allows, libations, great. If not, coffee, tea, soda, juice, whatever you may have, water. But if you can have a libation, that's great. So this is what I say, because you know they're in your lounge. And I don't want to use the word they as a derogatory term, but these individuals, no matter, again, which side you may sit on, left or right, they are in your lounge. And some are more boisterous and noisy and opinionated than others. Sometimes you want to smack them in their mouth. Sometimes you may just give them a crooked eye. You know, the eye you used to get when you was acting up in church. Your mom, your dad, I wish you would act up in here. You know that look you give them. So, let's talk about it. The cigar is the neutral, just like your car. Put it in neutral, doesn't go forward or back. Exceptions on your hill, if you're on a hill, but that's irrelevant. You understand my point. Okay, let's dig in deep. Let's say, for example, you sit down next to an individual you don't know. You don't know in the beginning. That may have an opinion that's totally opposite of your opinion. And how do you find this out? By you doing what you enjoy. Because they're going to start talking, and you do small talk normally in the beginning. And it's been my experience that this conversation goes from, what are you smoking? What's your name? You know, all the basic 101 bullshit conversation. And somehow, somebody says something that sparks your curiosity, or you have that look that you was given as a child. Okay, where do we go? Stay calm, stay respectful, and let's have this conversation. Because I think it's important that we have the conversation. Because ignoring it, watching it on TV, we're sitting homes, we're in our own silos, we're with like-minded individuals with our own opinions. Okay, all right, let's have the conversation. Because we need to have this motherfucking conversation. Okay, let's start. What do? You listen, and I almost guarantee you, either way, they're going to say something to you that you totally despise, disagree wholeheartedly with. Don't snap. Stay cool. Take a puff. Blow out the smoke. Whatever you're drinking, take a sip of that. Give them a look. Put your drink down. Put your cigar in the ashtray. And look them in the eye. And say, okay, can you explain to me that opinion? And more than likely, depends on who the individual is, they'll be more than happy to explain their reasoning for what they believe. Right, wrong, or different. 10 toes down why they believe what they believe. So, I'm going to tell you. Again, you may need to grab your cigar and take another drink. You hear them out respectfully, then you may rebuttal. Whatever that rebuttal may be, because this is what we need, people. We need this conversation because, again, we are in our own silos, meaning that a lot of times we hang out with friends and family that think like we do. And not everybody obviously has the same opinion as you. So once they say what they got to say, you let them spill it out. Do not interject. Not yet. Not yet. Let them speak. And once they're done, it's your turn. The opportunity is there for you to say what you need to say. Again, easier said than done. Because I know some of y'all. Soon somebody say one thing, y'all ready to fight. I ain't mad at that at some degree, but pulse control is everything. Control yourself. Again, grab the cigar, take a puff, take a drink, and think about what you're about to say. I'm talking from experience. Based on what's going on, I do not agree with 99% of what's going on in this administration. We are living in some times that we have not seen in our lifetimes. So, with that being the case, you express yourself slowly, articulate, and it will be good. This is why I tell people, folks, listen to me here. Listen to me right now. You need to educate yourself. I know it's hard to do, but you can't rebuttal something you don't have any knowledge of. Because if you get the right or wrong, depends on perspective, person, they may be really knowledgeable and spitting out a lot of bullshit or facts. But if you don't know any of that, it's going to be hard for you to rebuttal what they're saying. Because a lot of folks have a lot of talking points. So, you need to know fact from fiction. Don't laugh, because I know we living in a place. Don't laugh. We're living in a world with facts, and then science don't really matter. I understand. Calm down. Calm down. I understand that. But this is all about having this conversation. So you let them say what they're going to say, and then you respectfully ask them, okay, are you done? Now you can give your opinion or state the facts. I would rather you state facts opposed to opinion. And we have the obvious reason why we do that. Because your opinion really doesn't hold any water. You're arguing opinions now. You're arguing how you feel. Everybody's emotional. Everybody's dealing off of emotions. Because now you know and you experience something and you're like, wait a minute. So, calm down, and have the conversation. You asked Stone, what the hell are you talking about? Dragging this whole conversation out. Because I'm telling you right now, people, listen to me. We're only 9 months into this game. We got another 3 years to go. You're going to have to think about this podcast and this conversation, because it's going to take place. Whether it's in the lounge, at home, at work, I guarantee you this conversation will come up. And I don't want y'all to lose y'all good job because you snapped out on somebody, beat somebody's ass, smacked somebody in the mouth, punched them in the belly, and stepped on their feet. I don't want you to do that, because it's real easy to snap out on some people because they say the wrong thing. You can like, oh, hell no, I'm going to beat your ass. I don't want you to do that. I know how you feel. I feel the same way, but I can't lose my good white job. Mind your business. Don't take it. Hey. Yeah, I said that, but you know, that's what it is. So, please, I want you to have this conversation. We need to have this conversation in the lounge, home, work, and sometimes work is inappropriate. But you got those buddies that you hang out at lunchtime with. You know how they ride. Sometimes you just say, you know what, I'm not with those people. Well, I'm just going to stay here, eat my ham and cheese, turkey, tuna, whatever you got, and mind my business, because I will get fired if I say something to somebody in here. The takeaway from this quick and long, short conversation is the fact that it's important to have this conversation. I know you may be thinking, Stone, you just wasted X amount of minutes talking stupid on the mic. Some may feel that way. That's fine. But somebody needed to hear this because it's going to happen. You can't avoid it. We're living in a very, I think, toxic time where they're trying to rewind the clock back 50 fucking years. Yeah. So, all that being said, remember, take a deep breath, take a drink, and that cigar is our neutral starting point. That is our neutral starting point. I told you I wasn't going to keep you long. I just wanted to plant that little seed of what's going on in America. This is America. And some folks don't want us in it. But goddamn, we the fuck here and we ain't going nowhere. That is my PSA for today. Stay neutral. Stay prayed up if you pray. Stay blessed. Please get some knowledge. Do not let these people talk crazy shit to you with these talking points. Get the facts. Fight on with the facts. That is the key. Not opinion, but facts. That is all. Peace and blessings.
The Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening.